That brings to my next topic about developing and accelerating the development of high potentials. Now, at CE, we recommend, and through my research over the years in 2008 up to now, we believe that it's important to have what we call the HiPO Development Review Board. And what it means is that you have a board member, the head of HR, and selected functional leaders to serve as a means to support those identified high potentials. And having the HR business partner to facilitate the process, and having an executive coach to provide the necessary development support to the individual. So here you have a review board who gives you insights, experience, who are very well experienced to help the high potential to prepare for the future role. So that's one. And again, you need to know more. There's an article that you can have as part of this program. We make it available to you called Accelerating the Performance of Your Future Leaders. And I will recommend you have a look at that article. So at CE, in the book called Coaching in Asia, and I published and was one of the co-authors of the book of Coaching in Asia, we talk about developing future leaders in Asia and a framework called the HiPO framework. So we start with the organization. So we always start with the organization. What is the expectation of the company and the sponsor? What it takes to be able to prepare and support this leader in the future? What does the individual leaders need? What does they want? So there must be alignment between the individual need and the organizational need. And then assess their gap, development gap. Are they ready for the role? So we have a transition readiness assessment that we provide to assess at CE with the next gen leadership competency. Do they have what it takes to succeed in the VUCA world and to assume that role? And then develop an action plan over a period of 6 to 12 months and get them to ready to assume the role when it comes. Now, what do? We use executive coaching, mentoring, stretch assignment, action-based learning, and many OD intervention that you can provide the individual support, action-based learning. And of course, we have our own approach called the ADAM coaching methodology, which is used to help individual leaders, future leaders to develop and stretch them to be ready for the future role. So together, this is called Development of HiPO Framework. You can read it from our website, ce-global.com. You go into our articles that we have developed, that we have published, which come along with this module. Read up to know more about this framework. So just to sum up, as I mentioned about the Coaching in Asia, the article that I talk about, the book Coaching in Asia, and my article is about maximizing the potential of future leaders. It's a chapter by itself, talk about how do you resolve leadership succession crisis with transition coaching. And what we have found, the next generation of leaders, next gen leaders who have been identified consistently, who does very well, they demonstrate very high emotional and social intelligence competency, including relationship management, cross-cultural communication, effective negotiation and conflict management. And these are set of competency which will help you to prepare well for the future. So ask yourself, are you ready for the next role? If you are a business leader, if you are a high potential, what does you need to do now to prepare yourself? If you are a HR leader listening to this, attending this program, ask yourself, what can you do to support your organization, your CEOs, your business leader to prepare for the future to ensure the robust pipeline? So with that, we have this framework, let me just sum up, called the High Performance Organization, or HPO organization, which help to transform the next gen leaders. And these are various pillars of competency, including emotional, social intelligence, cognitive readiness, the mental and social, mental and emotional ability, leading team with the SCORE framework, which is a module by itself, effective negotiation, conflict management, and cross-cultural communication, diversity. All these competency are the competency for the next gen, for the future. And this is part of what we call the result-based leadership framework that we talked about earlier. With that note, I want to encourage you to ask yourself, are you ready for the future? Are you ready to assume the new role? What does it take to succeed? Ask yourself this question. What do I need to do differently? Look at the criteria as what the Harvard Business Review article, Jay Conger, Douglas Rady, and Linda Hill talk about, the competency, the skills, the definition of high potential. With that note, I wish you well, and I hope to look forward to seeing you in our next module. Thank you. Bye.